I stopped posting content at the worst possible point in my career, just months after hitting my first six-figure year as a creator. Instead of riding that high and building momentum, I barely posted for 12 months and then proceeded to lose 50% of my income as a result. So I'd like to present myself as a case study for what actually happens when you take a break from regular programming as a creator. Because it's not the nightmare situation where you lose everything, nor is it the passive income fantasy where nothing changes. As with most aspects of being a creator that we cover on this channel, the reality is nuanced, landing us somewhere in the middle. And to explain that middle, I need to talk about two beliefs about content creation that are both equally true and untrue. The first is that content creation is a form of passive income, especially when it comes to platforms that pay you for your views, like YouTube. And the second is that if you take a break from posting consistently week after week, you will lose everything. And my experience somehow managed to prove both of these both right and wrong. We'll get into it. If you look at the Instagram page that once brought in 80% of my income through brand deals, you'd see that last year I posted a total of 11 times. And for comparison, the year I broke 100K, I posted a total of 121 times. And then if you jump on over to this YouTube channel, you'll see that I went from uploading weekly to disappearing for 3 months straight. It's honestly kind of a miracle I only lost 50% of my earnings when my output dropped by 90%. Now, hearing that I dropped the ball at the top of my game probably stirs up some different emotions and reactions for different people. You might be feeling incredulous or angry with me for sabotaging a good thing. Like, how could I not cling to success with all I had after tasting it? Or maybe you're disheartened because you've got your own consistency problems and you thought that earning good money would be the thing that unlocked the motivation and systems needed to fix them. Or perhaps there's a glint of hope there. You're deep in the trenches of your own break, but since I'm here posting this on the other side of mine, there might just be a light at the end of the tunnel. And for that last group especially, let me walk you through what happened. Posting breaks come in all shapes and sizes because the only predictable thing about life is that it is incredibly unpredictable. I've taken a lot of breaks over the years for tons of different reasons, and I have managed to rebound from all of them. There was the year I got married, multiple random disappearances caused by burnout. There was that time I went on vacation for a month, thought I could be a digital nomad and post on the go, and failed horribly. Most of the footage from that trip still hasn't seen the light of day 3 years later. But my most recent break was different. At the start of 2024, my husband accepted a job that would bring us to Hong Kong 6 months later. And I would go on to spend the 12 months after that getting settled in a new country and figuring out what I wanted my content creator business to look like on the other side of that break. This break was also a bit different from my last ones in that it was not a clean break with a start and finish. I didn't completely disappear for a specific amount of time. I just popped in and out sporadically. A sign of life here, a random upload there. I even started a whole new vlog channel to document the move and then disappeared from that too. My output was nothing close to what you'd expect from a full-time creator, but that's just kind of what happens when you're doing this thing on your own, and when you stop, everything stops with you. The hardest lesson I've had to learn as a solo creator is that if you're doing everything by yourself, it's really hard to scale up your business. To grow more, to post more, to be present on more platforms, you need help. That's where Ozdier, the sponsor of today's video, comes in. Ozdier is a marketplace where freelancers publish their offers and buyers purchase from them, with clear scope and pricing up front, and payment held securely on the platform until the work is delivered and accepted. Video editing is the first thing that most creators get overwhelmed by and look to outsource. And Ozdier has a whole selection dedicated to video and animation to help you get really specific with the support you need. Use the link in my description to find the perfect freelancer for you and get 10% off your first purchase and 1% cash back. So my output dropped off by 90%, and yet I only lost 50% of my income. How come I didn't lose nearly all of it? Well, that's going to be what brings us back to those two beliefs about content creation. First up, while I think the view is steadily declining, There is still a belief among new or aspiring creators that being a content creator is a form of passive income. This is especially the case on platforms like YouTube, where technically, yes, you can continue to earn ad revenue from videos you posted years ago if they are still being viewed today. But the truth is, most creators do not live off AdSense alone. The biggest chunk of change is usually through brand sponsors. And to continue to get noticed and paid by sponsors, you need to be continuing to put out new videos to feature them in, i.e. that's very active income. Looking at my own break, I did technically make some passive income from YouTube, as well as from my blog and from some affiliate links. And interestingly enough, both in 2024 and 2025, the years that were riddled with breaks and inconsistency, I actually made more in these categories than I did in 2023, which was my 6-figure year. I made $5,000 versus $1,500, which is super cool, but nothing close to a living wage. I do actually think there is a content creation system that could sustain more promising passive income that could carry you through a long break. But you'd need to have a deep catalog of videos, I'm thinking like 50 to 100 videos, showing up and recommended regularly. And then those videos would need to have high converting affiliate links in them, as well as have the ability to consistently convert people to buy your own courses and products. It needs to be this multi-layered, diversified income plan, but even this can only last so long. Looking at my own YouTube studio, after a few months passed without posting, the older videos of mine that consistently performed well in recommended eventually stopped getting pushed out too. The thing with passive income sources though is that the impacts of a break are delayed. The 3 months I disappeared from this channel, I made about $569, riding on the high from successful videos from months prior. But as time continued without posting, these videos dropped off. And even after returning to a weekly upload schedule, my numbers still have not come close to hitting my pre-break income. Something else that enters the equation is net 30s and 90s, referring to the amount of days a brand has to pay you after you complete the work for them. This is not passive income, but it can feel like it sometimes because you're getting paid so long after the work has been completed. Delayed payments from my last active period really helped cushion the early part of my break. 3 months after moving to Hong Kong, and I was getting solid paychecks from work I had done back in Vancouver. But this same delay mechanism means that once you return to posting and start getting paid work again, your income doesn't snap back right away either, making your break feel a lot longer. Now, on the other side of things, the idea that you'll lose everything as a creator if you aren't super consistent is a bit of fear-mongering. Of course, as always, there's nuance. The less you post, the less chances you have to get in front of brands and agents looking to work with creators, and the less you are top of mind with your existing partners. That's what happened to me. And it's the reason for my drop in income. There was a really sharp decline in inbound opportunities that correlated perfectly with the number of posts I was putting out. That being said, people don't actually forget about you. I didn't get on any new brands' radars during my time off, but a number of my existing relationships really pulled through. For example, Pinterest reached out and I landed a long-term partnership with them that carried me through most of the year. And I actually give them credit for being the thing that got me back to posting on this channel. What can I say? Sometimes we need external motivators. I also got to continue my relationship with Adobe as an Adobe Express ambassador, and some UGC work came in through an agency I had worked with literally years ago. Once you're on a brand's radar or you've worked with them before or you're in their Rolodex, they're not really going to go back and take you off their list unless working with you wasn't the best experience, maybe a scandal or something. Actually, on that note, if you want to learn about how to get repeat long-term partnerships with a single brand, watch this video next. And the thing is, the moment you get back to posting is the moment you can start getting opportunities again. Brands don't look back and see your break. They see the post that got you on their radar and your existing catalog. In fact, I've only been semi-consistent in my return to this channel. And not only was there a sponsor on this video, as you saw, but I have a number locked in over the next couple months. The truth is, content creation is neither passive income nor an all or nothing game. It's much more of a momentum-based business. When you stop, things don't crash to zero overnight. They decay gradually. And when you come back, things don't snap back instantly either. They rebuild gradually. One immeasurable thing, though, that a break does give you is distance. The opportunity to recalibrate, to step off the hamster wheel and actually look at what you've been building and how you want to continue. This break was what finally made me decide to pivot away from the bread and butter of my business, hair and beauty content, and spend more time talking about the things I'm currently obsessed with, like gear, tech, and surviving the creator economy, as well as just playing with storytelling as I document my life over on my vlog channel. I do want to acknowledge, though, that it is really hard to come back from a break. The longer you've been gone, the easier it is to overcomplicate the return. Do you continue where you left off, or do you just post what you're currently up to and skip over a bunch of events? If you're in a break right now, the best thing you can do is just post something. It won't be perfect, it never is, and the longer you wait for it to be perfect, the longer your break is gonna get. And if you're afraid of ever needing a break, build your business so it can survive one. Diversify your income streams and nurture brand relationships. I hope that through my experience, you can see that a break doesn't have to be fatal, but it's not free either. If I'm being really honest, I'm still in the clunky return. I've not gone back to posting regularly on Instagram, and I don't anticipate doing so anytime soon. And I haven't been particularly consistent here. I'm figuring it out, hoping to ramp things up slowly as I do. But I'll admit, it does feel good to be making things again.